First, thank you all for being here. But I have to say, if this was a concert, there's like a V in the center here. Those would be the most expensive seats, and those are the last to fill. I don't know why. Maybe it's me up here. But thank you all for being here. It is wonderful to be back. I know it's a little earlier than usual, but that means that we're out a little earlier than usual too. So please stay with the program here. Good morning, and welcome to the 23-24 school year. It is wonderful to begin the school year together in the Berlin High School auditorium. I know of very few other professions, that of education, that have a clear beginning and an end, followed by a break before beginning again. My hope is that summer break has provided you an opportunity to recharge, reflect on why you selected this profession. As I begin my 31st year as an employee of the Berlin Public Schools, I could not be more proud of the work we are doing to prepare students for success and any adventure that life has for them. Please know that all of your efforts last year did not go unnoticed by the Board of Education, parents, students, the greater Berlin community, and myself, as we work to provide students excellent learning opportunities which provide both academic and social-emotional growth. In a time when many districts are struggling to find and retain high-quality educators, it is reassuring to know that an exceptional staff of high-quality educators exists here in Berlin. Please be assured that we continue to put safety of students and staff first as we collectively meet the challenges that may arise. I am confident that with the support of the BOE, collaboration with administration, resourcefulness of teachers, and flexibility of staff, we will continue to remove obstacles that will prevent opportunities for all our students to learn and develop. I now would like to introduce Mr. Dresko and to thank Mr. Dresko, Mr. Boyle, and our BHA students for providing performances this morning. Mr. Dresko?
Good morning, everyone. My name is Chris Dresko. I'm the band director here at Berlin High School. I just wanted to give you a little background to what you're going to hear this morning because it's a really cool setup that we have. I approached Nick Manzi in June and asked him if he was willing to jump into the deep end of the pool in music composition. He's one of our most talented musicians we have here at the school, and I know that composition is an interest for him. And so he has worked over the course of the summer to put together this piece. So this is a brand new piece that he wrote. And I want to tell you just roughly what you'll hear. And this is a typical jazz combo piece. There's an intro and main section with your main melody that you'll hear on guitar. There's a secondary section with a melody. And then there's a really cool improv section. And Cole, if you raise your hand, that's Cole on tenor and then Nick on guitar. They basically trade off on soloing and have this musical conversation with one another, and that's a completely improvised section on the spot. So really cool. I'd like to introduce the group that put some really solid time in before this morning and then joined us here before they have to be at school at 8 o'clock. So this is pretty awesome of them to show up and perform for us. Cami Malcarney on alto, Nate DeGiacomi on trumpet, Cole Webster on tenor sax, Robin Chrysler on drum set, Julia Graybeck on piano, and Nick Manzi as composer playing on electric guitar. So without further ado, this is Amaretto by Nick Manzi.
thank you so much for starting our morning off right. At this time, I'd like to ask Julia Dennis, President of the Berlin Board of Education, to come forward. But before Julia gets to the microphone, I think we all know Board of Educations across the country are coming under fire. As you know, many of your work gets scrutinized, boards are scrutinized, and things. I think over the course of the last couple of years, this board, and especially our president, Julia, who will speak to you in a moment, has shown a lot of fortitude to some of the issues that have taken place. And I'm very fortunate to have Julia and the board in place here in Berlin. So, Julia, please.
Good morning, everyone. So on behalf of the Berlin Board of Education, we would like to thank each and every one of you back to the 2023-2024 school year, and we hope you have a fantastic year. The students that just performed, that's a really tough act to follow. So they were incredible. I really enjoyed hearing them. So Friday night, I was out to dinner with some friends who were born and raised here in town. They were, went through K-12 education here. And at dinner, we were talking about who some of their favorite teachers and staff members were that made their experience here in this town so memorable. Like 30 plus years later, we're starting to get old. I had sent Brian a text asking, do you know who this teacher was? And he wasn't sure at that point. But it was a long time ago, and my friend was basically just saying how impactful this person was. And we talked about it for some time. So that made me think about my time in elementary, middle, and high school, and all the people who helped shape who I am today. They helped me learn the necessary lessons so I could succeed in the next grade, the next school, or just in life outside the school system. And they really helped create special moments that I continue to cherish when I think about my time K-12. We all know sometimes our jobs can seem thankless, but I reminded myself that it's actually a little bit less thankless when I take that time to look back and think about all the individuals who helped make my educational experience what it was. And it's almost an indirect way of honoring all of the contributions that helped me shape who I am and who I've become through the K-12 school system. So maybe my friend's fifth grade teacher at Griswold didn't hear from him directly, but it's the fact that kids, teenagers, and adults at various points in their lives, they stop and think about the impact that all of the adults, all of you guys sitting here today, have on individual students and how you help shape each and every one of them. So I'm not from Berlin. I'm from Massachusetts. My husband is. And we've lived here for 11 years now. But when I think back to all those individuals, one person I think about is my bus driver, Gloria. And she was a consistent person that made each and every morning just a little more special. She never missed a day of work, and she was always there on time, even if I wasn't, and even if I wished the bus never came. But she is someone who I knew would be there consistently every single day, and she made my mornings just a little bit more brighter. I'm also not a morning person, so, I looked forward to Gloria every morning. She was a fun bus driver. So, we don't always know the impact that we're gonna have or the lasting impression that we'll leave. But everyone here has that, and I think it's just so important to think about as you start this new school year. So this summer, I had the opportunity to sit on an interview committee with a group of Berlin elementary school teachers and staff, and it was really comforting seeing the camaraderie that existed amongst the team, and that they were so clearly aligned and grounded in what was best for the school. They cared so much about asking the right questions to make sure that the newest member of the team cared as much as they did. And it just spoke volumes to the level of commitment here in our schools and our district. And I keep thinking about that day. It was such an honor and an opportunity to spend the day and really think about how invested our teachers are, and it makes me really proud. So each and every one of you sitting here today plays a pivotal role in shaping our students, community, and contributing to the success of every student that attends Berlin Public Schools. I am so proud to serve on the board and in the role of the president because of the school's schools, you guys all work tirelessly to create and the culture that exists. I know that working in education isn't easy. It's hard, and it seems to have gotten a little bit harder over the past few years. But it also takes away from your family, your hobbies, and your friends. But the sense of pride that exists here within Berlin Public Schools, it just makes serving on the board so much more rewarding. The schools in the district need to function like a well-oiled machine, and one job, one role, or one individual can't do that independently. Each and every role is dependent on the roles within our school system. So this year, as you open the doors for the students, just know that your time, commitment, and passion is not only acknowledged, it's truly appreciated. So continue to make learning special, continue to build and foster relationships with students, families, colleagues, and within the community. And make sure you find moments where you're loving what you do, confirming why you do it. And on those really hard days, when you have to dig a little bit deeper, just remember you are that constant person making positive, life-changing impacts on that one student you might not even realize. So despite the challenges you may face and the long and exhausting days the beginning of the school year brings, or the month of March, the fall is almost here, schools are almost open, and you're all going to make a difference. And I do have one exciting perspective to share. You are now one day closer to your next summer vacation. I love summer. So before I wrap up, last night at midnight, while I was procrastinating like 15 other things, including sleep, I was like, I better find some inspirational quotes, because what's a speech without a quote? And I thought, let me look up the quotes to the movie Bad Teacher. But none of them were appropriate, and they probably wouldn't even be funny. Yeah, it wouldn't be funny coming from me. Well, they can be funny, but probably not from me. So anyway, we scrapped the Bad Teacher quotes, and I have 3 that I'll share. They're brief. One is sentimental, one is profound, and one is practical. So I want to preface this quote with, you are all responsible for teaching students regardless of your role or title. This is a Henry Brooks Adams quote. A teacher affects eternity. He can never tell where his influence stops. The next one is profound, by Confucius. Education breeds confidence, confidence breeds hope, and hope breeds peace. And then the last one is a Bill Nye the Science Guy quote. And it says, everyone you will ever meet knows something that you don't. And I think that one is important, especially for all of you guys here. We can all continue learning from one another, including the students. So I hope you all have had the opportunity to recharge, rest, and reflect over the summer, as all of those are critical components to driving this well-oiled machine forward. Have a wonderful day, and thank you for letting me speak.
Thank you, Julia. I'd now like to ask Evelisa Maya, the BEA president, to come forward. I got to say a few words about Evelisa, too. Evelisa and I go back probably 20 some odd years when she was the cheerleading coach, I think, at the start. But to have someone with Evelisa, the relationship, when you have an issue or concern, my cell phone ring at night, having that relationship back and forth to work through things is pivotal in moving the organization forward, and also responding to any needs you have. I'm very privileged to work with Evelisa. I thank all of you for electing her as your president, and continuing on. So Evelisa, the microphone's yours.
Good morning. Oh boy, and welcome back. Here we are at Convocation 2023. I'd like to start off by asking our BEA Rep Council to please stand. Come on, friends. These folks are our eyes and ears and voices when we need them, and I'd like to thank them for what is too often a thankless job. These last few summers, I spent my final weeks wondering what my message should be at Convocation. I always stress getting up here because I wonder, what could I possibly say to really convey how great I think this team in Berlin is? What can I say to show my appreciation for being a part of the team? There's so much I could say, while also Really not wanting to be up here because I hate public speaking, so Amanda, if you could help me with those jitters for next year, that would be great. So what's the message? It really comes down to the same thing every year. What an amazing team this is. So when I worried, how do I show what I mean? And it occurred to me that it comes in how we're remembered by our students. Our son was home this summer with his girlfriend, who didn't go to school in the United States, and she wanted to know all about his and Victoria's school experiences. Victoria grabbed the yearbooks and they started to talk about their classes, not the content, but the teachers and the people in these buildings. They shared about teachers who challenged them, but also impacted their career choices, made them like school and feel cared for. Teachers who were tough on them, but also had great senses of humor. Teachers in all subject areas, brand new teachers, veteran teachers. Ultimately, the message is all the same. These teachers were invested in their success, and the kids knew it. These are just two kids who immediately can talk about their teachers, our colleagues, with such fond memories. Don't get me wrong, not all their memories of school are fabulous, but the memories of those teachers are, and that's what they chose to share. The students who come back to visit us during their half days and school breaks are the testament of who we are. The emails and notes we receive once they're off to post-high school endeavors, this is who we are. Then there are those who decide to go into education. Those emails and messages are the very best to receive. They really remind us of who we are. Those positive memories that students have of us, and it's funny because Julie and I did not talk about what our speeches were going to be about. Those are the testaments to how great you are. We use the term relationships all the time. Make relationships with kids, they say. But it's more than that. It's showing them that we have their backs. I'd say we are doing something really right here in Berlin. August 21st may feel awfully early this year, but here we are, and as always, we are ready to roll. Please look out for each other. Be there for your neighbors and colleagues. We are our best resource. I wish you an amazing year ahead. I have no doubt that you will be as fantastic as you always are, and you will be building relationships and making memories for our students. Take care, best of luck, and please don't ever hesitate to reach out. Thank you.
Thank you, Evelisa. I would now like to recognize those teachers and administrators receiving tenure. As all of you know, tenure is achieved upon successful completion of 40 months of employment in the same Connecticut school district, or 20 months if tenured in a previous Connecticut school district. Kindly stand when your name is read. James Barone, Griswold. Ashley Barton, McGee. Mallory Calabrese, Griswold. Carrie Deegan, Willard. Michelle Hannon, Hubbard. Heather Pa, Berlin High School. And Dante Parisi, McGee. Heather Ripley, McGee. Michael Soboleski, Berlin High School. Jennifer Sulo, Willard. And Christopher Wisniewski, Berlin High School. Just want to say a word about tenure. Prior to my superintendency, Dave Irwin, the previous superintendent, started meeting with all tenure recipients, and I thought it was a great idea. I met with him, and we continue that. And the conversation I had after meeting with all of the tenure recipients, which was this year in particular, I would have hired you all back today as much as when we hired you when you first came to Berlin. I was that impressed with what you've done in those 2 or 4 years. So thank you goes to all of you. Outstanding job. One round of applause for everyone, please. If I can now ask Linda Holian, Director of Pupil Services, to come forward.
Good morning, everyone, and welcome back. I'm pleased to congratulate Nicole Sapko from Mary E. Griswold School as Berlin's Paraprofessional of the Year. Nicole, please come up and join me. Nicole has been a paraprofessional in the SNAP program at Griswold School for the past 4 years. Nicole is a thoughtful, empathetic, passionate, and caring paraprofessional. She is confident working with challenging students and appropriately follows plans in order for the students to be successful. She thinks quickly on her feet and comes up with strategies that get the students moving in the right direction during challenging times. She is also comfortable with asking questions and seeking help or support when needed. Nicole is quick to build relationships with all students and really gets a sense of who they are as a person and a learner. She's comfortable working with the classroom teachers and quickly understands the scope and sequence of units. She creates and modifies work on demand. She volunteers to go on field trips no matter the grade and also supports students outside of regular ed hours for afternoon adventures. Thank you and congratulations, Nicole.
Thank you, Linda, and congratulations, Nicole. I would now like to introduce Lori Jerpin and Cara Watson, Director of Curriculum. They'll recognize the Berlin Teachers of the Year for each building.
Good morning. Cara and I are pleased to congratulate the following Building Teachers of the Year. From Griswold School, Kara McCourt. My goodness. Kara, come on up. Come on up, Kara. Don't leave me here alone. Kara has been an educator for 17 years and has taught in Berlin for 13 of those years. She is currently a K-5 special education teacher at Griswold School, but has also been an elementary classroom teacher. Kara believes that every student has the potential to learn and succeed. Kara emphasizes a learning environment that maximizes each student's potential. One of her colleagues wrote about her students, "One look at their faces when in her presence, the relationship is clear. They feel loved." Kara also embraces the Berlin community as a parent. She is often seen at sporting events for her students and her own children. As a professional colleague, Kara's expertise and perspective is invaluable. She always stays current with educational pedagogy, providing insights and new ways of thinking. Her own learning and reading has challenged others to seek out new learning opportunities and ways to adjust their professional practice. Kara's commitment and passion for student learning is evident in all she does. Kara, thank you for all that you do. Thanks.
I'd like to welcome Mary Rainey from Hubbard School. Mary, come on up. Mary has been an educator for 16 years and has served as a Berlin educator for the past 6 years. She is currently a third grade teacher at Hubbard. Mary is a lifelong learner and serves on various school and district committees. She is passionate about new learning and was one of the first educators in the district to become trained in our social emotional curriculum, Ruler. Mary maintains a warm and welcoming classroom, and it's essential to her that her students feel supported, cared for, and accepted for their unique differences. Mary's students are constantly motivated to use digital technologies in order to have access to other learning opportunities. One of Mary's colleagues said, her priority as a teacher is making sure her students make improvements in all areas, not just academically, but socially and emotionally as well. Thank you, Mary, for your continued devotion to the students of the Berlin Public Schools. Next, I'd like to welcome Kristen Pandolfi from McGee Middle School. Kristen has been an educator for 14 years in the Berlin Public Schools. Kristen believes that teaching is about making connections and making every student feel that they are capable of being successful. Teaching is about helping students to become independent learners. Most importantly, she has high expectations for both herself and her students. Kristen goes above and beyond, having served in many different leadership roles. She coached girls soccer, chaperoned many field trips, and participated in the Grading Pathways professional development and committee work. She has also served in the role of team leader for multiple years. Kristen has been a strong leader in the math department, as well as on her 8th grade team. One of her colleagues wrote, "She believes in students' successes, but more importantly, she wants each student to feel supported." Kristen is truly an exemplary teacher and a tremendous asset to our district. Congratulations.
From Berlin High School, Nicole Carrasquillo. Nicole has been an educator for 18 years and has served as a teacher in Berlin Public Schools for the past 5 years. Nicole believes in establishing rapport, making connections, building trust, demonstrating collaboration, and providing compassion to all of the students that she works with. One of her colleagues wrote, "Nicole has created a home within her classroom in which her students thrive and truly understand that they belong." Nicole has been part of multiple professional development trainings and is currently a member of the Connecticut Education Association, the Council for Exceptional Children, and the Kensington Berlin Rotary Club. Nicole has also served as a co-advisor for the BHS Interact Club, advisor for the BHS American Sign Language Club, and supports RISE students in their participation in Upbeat, Interact, and Unified Sports. And in the school year 21-22 was awarded the Berlin High School Teacher of the Month. Nicole is truly an outstanding teacher and an awesome asset to our school district. Congratulations.
Congratulations to Cara, Mary, Kristen, and Nicole. I have the pleasure of announcing the Berlin Teacher of the Year. I am pleased to announce that Alexandra Ivamy, special education teacher, of the BLAST program at Emma Willard Hart School, has been selected as the 2024 Teacher of the Year for the Berlin Public Schools. Alexandra, please come up and join me. Before I get into the formal reading of this, to have a tough day, and even as a superintendent, we have tough days, to go to Willard School and to walk into the BLAST program and watch the work that's going on in that classroom, it really grounds you in what's important in life and the work that's going on with our children. So I encourage, I can't say I can release you anytime, but if anyone's never been to the BLAST, I need to go to the BLAST program. Anyone who would like to see the BLAST program, the work that goes on, I encourage you, and I will do my best to get you coverage to see it. It's utterly amazing, the work that goes on. So I commend you for the work. Alexandra completed her undergraduate degree with a major in psychology and a minors in education and Spanish from Fairfield University, where she is on the dean's list. She went on to earn her master's degree in special education at the University of Connecticut in 2016, and in 2021, she earned her Master of Arts in Applied Behavior Analysis from Ball State University. Alexandra has attended many professional development activities, seminars, and courses, including specialized training to support students with autism. Alexandra has held multiple roles in the Berlin Public Schools and believes that each position she has worked in has shaped the beliefs towards teaching, including making sure that every minute counts. She sincerely believes that every minute in a school day can be used to help a student progress towards a goal and meet with success. She knows it is also important to immerse as much fun and positivity into the mix as possible. Some learners need to be systematically taught steps of fundamental basic skills that come naturally, and other students are not even thought about. Beyond that, it is important to remember that each student comes with a different set of skills and a strategy that works with those best, and those that does not work with everyone. Every one of that, there are different work groups always happening in her classroom. Alexandra plans for multiple paraprofessionals to deliver classroom instruction and credits them for struggling students' growth. Together, Alexandra has earned her team continue to strive to make every minute meaningful to her students. Please join me in congratulating Alexandra as the 2024 Teacher of the Year for the Berlin Public Schools. I'm going to turn the microphone over to Alexandra now.
Thank you so much for the kind introduction. I still remember getting the email that I would be completing my student teaching in Berlin. I had been to the Turnpike, I knew Sam's Club, but I was still saying Berlin. I was quickly corrected on my pronunciation of the town, and now, almost 10 years later, I find myself modeling for people to stress the first syllable, not the second. Not only did I student teach in Berlin, but I worked as a paraprofessional and completed 2 long-term sub positions at Griswold School. When my friends started accepting full-time positions after graduation, they questioned why I wanted to be a long-term sub and not go somewhere else to get a full-time position. And I'd say I really like Berlin. Thankfully, not too long after that, I was officially hired. Before I knew it, it was the summer of 2019. I was so excited to set up my classroom. I had my farmhouse decor. Remember the farmhouse decor? It was very in at that time. And, well, about one afternoon, about 2 weeks before school started, I saw that Linda Holian was calling my cell phone. And some of you out there may know that when Linda calls randomly, you get a little concerned. What had I done wrong? Well, it turns out nothing, but that's when I found out I'd be leaving Griswold to go to Willard and teach in the BLAST program. At that point, the farmhouse decor was the last thing on my mind, and like most of you out there, as a teacher in the district, I knew what BLAST was, but I didn't really know that much about it. So, what is BLAST? BLAST stands for Berlin Learning and Succeeding Together. It's Berlin's intensive and individualized program for students with autism, Down syndrome, intellectual disabilities, or those students who are functioning significantly below grade level. In BLAST, we are a multidisciplinary team. Every day, I collaborate with classroom teachers, specialists, related service providers, behavior analysts, administrators, and last but not least, wonderful paraprofessionals. We collectively increase our students' skills through impactful instruction and highly skilled, highly structured opportunities. You may not have thought about it, but within the first 25 minutes of the school day, a student has to navigate minimally 40 demands. For a BLAST student, instruction includes multiple skills that have not been learned naturally, like many of their peers, but have had to have been broken down systematically and explicitly taught and reviewed many times a day. While most students walk down the stairs of a bus, van, or car with ease and walk independently into the school, some are still learning. Some students still need guidance navigating the halls of a school they have attended for over a year. Once inside the building, some students may greet you with a hello or good morning, but some students may say hello with a smile, high five, or good morning from their augmentative and alternative communication device. While most students are eager to get into the classroom, some students flop to the ground in the hallways, where the repetitive patterns of lockers and name tags along the way are more exciting. And if you've been to Willard recently, you know this will be a struggle, because what student would want to go into the classroom when they could lay on the ground and look at all these wires and lights? Approaching the classroom means it's time to start unpacking. Simultaneously pushing up the lever on a locker and pulling the locker open is a skill that's a lot harder than you'd think for someone who doesn't have the motor control. Positioning one's finger to grasp a zipper and zip a coat, backpack, or lunchbox is a skill that has been systematically broken down into basic steps, taught and reviewed for months or years. Once in the classroom, some students cannot grab a pencil and get started on their morning work because they're still learning how to grip and use a pencil. This entire arrival process typically takes place before 8:50. When one breaks down these skills, it's incredible to think about what some BLAST students have practiced and struggled with within the first 25 minutes of the school day. Based on the first 25 minutes of the day, imagine what the rest of the day is like for some of our Berlin learners. There are 19 students in the BLAST program this year. However, you may have noticed a focus on one student. This morning, you'll be introduced to one. Arthur, who has joined us here today as well. In 2019, Arthur was entering kindergarten, but required blast support to acquire those necessary skills. His instruction included matching 3D color objects to the same color paper and practicing fill-in-the-blank songs. Arthur worked on receptively identifying the letters in his name. He especially loved the letter A. In the interim, his speech, fine motor, gross motor, and overall school readiness skills were all expanding. Over the next 3 years, Arthur's skills continued to grow. His improved instructional control and joint attention meant he could participate in higher level of academic tasks. You'll see videos of him reading sentences, coloring in the lines and identifying a color, creating sentences from verb pictures, and showing one-to-one correspondence, counting and tracing a number. So focused. His increase in overall skills meant that he could be integrated for longer periods of time in the general education classroom and more frequently in all different activities with his typically developing peers. Identifying letters turned into reading sight words. Reading sight words evolved into reading basic sentences, all of which developed his overall interest in books. Identifying numbers has allowed for the introduction of the concept of money, and understanding shapes has increased his motivation to practice fine motor skills. However, there's always those days or lessons where things don't go as planned. But all of these moments, the expected and unexpected ones, have contributed to Arthur's sense of achievement as a Berlin student.
Yesterday
that you have seen in these videos are skills that have been acquired because they have been taught and practiced. Only one variable changes at a time. Something that seems as insignificant as going from a paper and pencil to a dry erase board and a marker. These skills have been taught by me, by another adult. They've been taught in isolation at a desk, in small group, and on the carpet to generalize these skills. And if a student doesn't exhibit these skills in other environments or with other adults, it means I've failed and I need to change my teaching methods to try again. There could be a lot of challenging minutes for some students in a school day. However, there is nothing better than when things click for a student. A task that once needed physical, gestural, verbal prompts now only needs a visual, or that student performs the task independently. And there is no better feeling than that. I know I've done my job when they don't need me, and the tasks that once seemed impossible are completed with ease. I want to end with an image. Picture all of our Berlin students in a river that is their educational voyage. It starts off shallow, and it gets deeper and faster. Our BLAST students are in this river, but the difference is they are upriver swimmers with currents and boulders and tidal waves. Every day, they have to work harder to make progress against that river. And in BLAST, we help them find their pace, and we help them to swim. Thank you for allowing me to talk to you about the spectacular accomplishments of the students in BLAST.
Thank you, Alexandra, and congratulations, Arthur. I am very proud and privileged to recognize our colleagues for their years of service in the Berlin Public Schools. I'm going to ask Lori Jerpin and Carl Watson to come up. When I read your name, if you would just come forward and receive, we have a gift for you based on the number of years of service. For 20 years of service, if I could have Kelly Dumas, Berlin High School, come forward. Just for sake of time, I'm going to have, Kelly, would you stay? I'm going to have everyone with 20 years come up, and we'll make one round of applause just for time. Michael Eagle, Berlin High School, McGee Middle School. Sean Pelletier, McGee Middle School. Andrea Plazaka, Berlin High School. Brendan Rush, Berlin High School. Meg Souza, Willard. Alberto Velez, McGee. And Lisa Wazalian, Griswold. Now, if we could have one big round of applause for all of our 20 years service. Congratulations, all of you. Congratulations. Now we go 5 more years, 25 years of service. David Basso, Berlin High School. Jennifer Basso, Berlin High School. John Capodice, Berlin High School. Denise Durante, Griswold. Tom Francolino, McGee. Christine Jutras, Griswold. Peter Stephen Korelic, Berlin High School. Karen Pappas, McGee. Graham Seacamp, Griswold. Amy Swantek, Hubbard. And Craig Samansky, Board of Education. Thank you all for 25 years in the Berlin Public Schools. Five more years, 30 years of service. David Sorois, Griswold School. Maura Sullivan, Willard. Corinne Telecki, McGee. I left myself off. There's congratulations to all of you. Congratulations. 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 And last but surely not least, 40 years of service, Dawn Knappel, Hubbard School. No announce. I'm good. It's okay.
30 years.
Congratulations to all of you. Driving here this morning and thinking about the number of years. I live in East Hampton, so go over that Portland Bridge and think about how many times I've gone over the bridge, and the opportunity to stand in front of you means a lot. Before I go into my prepared speech, I know there's something before that's been rendering, and we were going to do it earlier, but I hear it's going to be the highlight of today. So another something by our students. It's really striking when you think about what's going on in education and what is going on in other districts. I know you have colleagues in other districts. I'm so proud of what is going on in Berlin, how we came through with COVID, and that we're still attracting, you saw the new teachers, highly qualified professionals, either being very new to the profession or from other districts, and all of you that are currently working in the district. The continuity that we have in Berlin is much better than most districts, and it's a privilege for me to lead all of you. So I thank you, just take this moment to thank you for all that you do for our students and for each other and for continuing to work in the Berlin Public Schools. So thank you all. Okay, before I get to my words, Mr. Smith, are we all set with the video?
Yes.
We're ready to go, so I'm going to step aside. I hear this is...
All right, let you take over. Okay. Good morning, everyone. Hi. You guys are a really rowdy crowd. Can you give me a big round of applause? It's not for me, I just need your energy. So one of the great things that I get to do, started doing in the schools last year is I get to run the high school improv club, which is just probably the best part of my week, because at the end of every school day, I get to meet with the funniest kids in the school, and they spend 2 hours trying to make me laugh, and they succeed every time. But they saw there was going to be a big crowd, and they're a bunch of hams, and they wanted to get their faces on the screen. So I helped them put together a little video that I hope brings some more good energy. So please, no introduction. This video is called The Future of Technology. It's the kids' point of view, sort of what they're excited about in the next school year. Okay, I don't know what's happening. So this is what we're going to do. I'm going to send this video out to everybody, but I have kids who are ready to come on the stage. So, for the time being, please welcome the Berlin administrative team and the RoboAssist 3000. Sure, yeah. Yeah, we'll try to figure it out. And if not, I'll give you a yes or no for you. Sal Ursos, ladies and gentlemen, Brian Medigny, Katie Amenta, Al Souza, Megan Soroyce. That went perfectly, just as we planned it. Jonathan Campbell couldn't make it because he had a doctor's appointment, but anyway, you'll learn more about this amazing new technology when we finally get the video to you, and hopefully we've built up enough hype that you're going to want to click the link. So, yeah, good job, guys. All right, give it up for him. Thank you very much.
Nick's going to try to get the video for after my speech, so hopefully we'll get to see it today. So I didn't get to speak at high school graduation because of the, so I made an extra long speech. No, I'm only kidding. It's not that long. I read it to my son last night, and he said, well, it's pretty good, Dad, but it's a little long. I said, okay, thanks. So the title of it is Own Your Own Narrative. I begin moving forward into the new school year by first welcoming all of you back. I trust that your summer provided some opportunities for rest, relaxation, vacation, adventure, some new learnings, whatever it is that recharges you, as it has done for me. We gathered today in person, both educational veterans and newcomers, looking to this new year with purpose, passion, and pride, in addition to a very normal dose of anxiety. For all that is known to us each year will still present aspects and elements that will be unknown. New. Think of it as a gift. Let things not become too routine or stale. I gave some thought to what I might share with you today, and it begins with a personal story. My family and I were traveling through the South, returning home. Fixed in my mind were perceptions and stereotypes of somewhat ingrained by the image society has portrayed of the South. Here, people are assumed to be more rural, less educated, conservative, divided, more racial strife, and perhaps more prone to violence. We stopped at a roadside gas station just off an exit. Our tank needed filling, and my own needed emptying. 54 years old, what can I say? Upon leaving the restroom, I saw an odd sight, more puzzling than concerning. My wife had the gas pump in her hand. My wife is a 5th grade teacher, and she does pump her own gas, of course, if I'm not in the car. On this occasion, she was filling a stranger's car. As I moved closer, I observed that she was engaged in a conversation with a black gentleman who was still seated in his car. Each were cheerfully sharing information about our recent vacations, very much at ease and enjoying each other's company and conversation. I soon learned why my wife was filling up his car. The man had no legs and was driving with a hand-controlled operations on his car. And he asked for assistance upon pulling up to the pump next to ours. For 10 minutes or so, they created their own narrative, wrote their own stories, then left and continued their own journeys. Uplifted, this wouldn't have happened to be a newsworthy story, absent of the anger, conflict, and cruel actions of individuals that are so normative in this country these days. This was better. Today we're dealing with negative perceptions, stereotypes about education and profession. There are doubts about the value of public schooling. There are questions about curriculums, concerns regarding stressful, unsafe environments. Teachers appear overwhelmed and under siege. Students are far behind and less motivated. Everyone seems to have COVID-induced Zoom school hangover that is tough to get past. Finally, the whole school climate seems to have become more politicized and polarized. But today I want to reassure you and challenge you simultaneously. We get our own narrative each and every day. Our aspirations can be even higher. These aspirations can be served. May our shared mission be characterized by more acceptance, patience, open-mindedness, with a caring spirit. Let us strive to be more creative, collaborative, and committed. Let us smile more, complain less, build better connections with our students, families, and colleagues. Our focus can be less stress, more success. I share this knowing all that is already so very good in the Berlin public school system. We respond to challenges with energy and dedication. We work together to solve problems. We persevere. Let us continue to seek and build capacities for learning, even as we work to identify the motivational pools in each student. Even as we locate sources of our own, we empower each other, even being empowered. We provide active opportunities for individual agency. This year, I challenge you to own your own narrative. Expect great things from students as we expect great things from you. And know this, I will hold you to these aspirational standards. I also ask for your help in holding up the same bar for me. I believe in you. You have the skills, talents, and abilities to have success. You are bright, caring, capable, and credentialed. The administration is charged to support you. Ultimately, may the positive experiences shared with your students result in shared positive memories for years to come. As I begin my 32nd year as an educator, I will candidly tell you it doesn't get easier, but it can get even better. I have never been prouder. Welcome back. Welcome forward into the new school year. Its narrative is yours to own. Welcome back to the 23-24 school year. Thank you. As we begin our first day, I know all of you have a schedule of various things you have to do in your buildings and so on, so I think we're out pretty good, 9:15. Thank you all. You ready? The video, hold up. Hold up, the video's working, hold up.
Okay, everyone, how is everybody doing? Cool. All right, so we had the robo-assist set it up and it didn't work out, so I think we got our best tech kit on it now. So we're gonna play from the beginning, so you might recognize some of it, but as is, let's find out the future of technology.
Good morning. This is Brian Reed, Superintendent of Berlin Public Schools, with an important message. Here at Berlin Schools, we are always looking for new ways to integrate technology into our classrooms. We are excited to announce that we are recently able to repurpose all of our old Zoom accounts to create our newest classroom technology editions, the RoboAssist 3000. The RoboAssist 3000 is a game-changing piece of technology that we believe will be a valuable addition to every classroom. But don't take my word for it. Let's take a listen to what some of our admins throughout the district had to say about how they plan on utilizing this amazingly innovative technology in their schools.
Hi, I'm Katie Memphis, new principal of Berlin High School, former teacher of the year, and Metro Soccer State Champion. We are thrilled to be able to add the RoboAssist 3000 to our buildings this year. The RoboAssist will be able to help teachers with all sorts of tasks in the classroom. Grading papers, taking students to the bathroom, and my personal favorite, making sure they stay off their phones.
Please get off your phone. Please get off your phone. Hi, I'm Sally, the principal of the university. I'm a lead saxophone player. It's not this robot thing. Honestly, it's just scary. Every day I walk in my office and it's just there, staring at me.
Would you like a cup of coffee?
No, thanks. I'm good.
Are you sure coffee can promote wakefulness and improve performance?
Sure. Whatever.
Enjoy. You should try your coffee. I made it just how you like it.
You know what? Fine. Whatever. What is that?
We were out of coffee brands, so I just microwaved some Coca-Cola.
Why?
I do not know. I just want to be helpful.
Hi, I'm Megan Royce, principal of Wheeler Elementary. We are very grateful to work in a district that is so tech-forward. But as in the case with all groundbreaking technology, there's going to be a bit of an adjustment period.
Have you tried robot?
It's not robot.
How do you know? You haven't even tried.
You know what robo assist? Mute.
Okay, I will mute. In the meantime, please enjoy some relaxing music.
Hey, Al Susan here, your favorite principal for Clark Elementary School. Here at Hubbard, we're always thrilled to give our kids the best tech possible. That being said, it seems like the robot is just listening to my conversations all the time. And then it's ordering things I talk about off the internet. Hey, Paulie, how you doing? It's kind of scary. You know what else is scary? The Giants, the best team in football.
Giant season tickets. We'll use your card on file.
No, Mommy, I gotta go. Don't worry about ordering tickets again. No.
Hello everyone, I'm Jonathan Campbell, principal at Griswold School. We feel lucky to be part of a school district always working to integrate new and exciting technology into our classrooms. And while the RoboAssist 3000 might be nothing more than a walking, talking iPad, the most valuable assets in all of Berlin Public Schools is you, the amazing teachers and staff that fill all 5 of our schools. So from the RoboAssist 3000 to me, we hope you all have an awesome start to your year.
The BHS Improv players, ladies and gentlemen. Great job, guys. We hope you all have a great school year. Thank you.